Here we go. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of our podcast. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us this evening. And we do have a lot to talk about. And we're going to go ahead and get things started. First and foremost, let me go ahead and get the introductions out of the way. I am C. Carter. Joining beside me is Brandon and Cody. And we just had our guest that just came in, Jamal, and chance how Jamal will join us.
Did you call me Cody?
Later on in the football portion of the show. And our good buddy Jacob is out doing business with DoorDash, and hopefully we hope to he'll be able to join us later on.
Didn't we go to the Hagen's like late or something?
Yeah. Cody is I think Cody is somewhere doing God knows what. I don't know. But he'll join us soon. Anyway,
probably shouting Colts banter.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go and get things started by heading out to the hardwood, heading out to the NBA. And I'm pretty sure, as you can tell by our background, you can see that we've gone scorched earth. And you're wondering, well, what's going on? What happened? Well, let me explain what happened. Because yesterday, the Milwaukee Bucks decided to fire their head coach, Adrian Griffin. Now, I just want to point this out that general managers can do whatever the Sam's here they want. They're general managers for a reason. And I was reading a story on ESPN, and they explained why that this fire happened. Apparently, management thought that, well, they kind of lost confidence in Adrian Griffin leading this team to the championship, even though the Bucks are 30-13 and second place in the Eastern Conference, which has almost everybody scratching their heads. I'm pretty much scratching my head. I'm pretty much scratching my head to which I literally have no more hair on my head. But to make the situation even more weirder, you are not going to believe who they're going to hire as his replacement. Doc Rivers.
And this is kind of strange because, number one, I kind of get where the Bucks is going is because they need somebody with playoff experience. But at the same time, why Doc? I mean, yeah, he won the 2008 championship with the Celtics because he is no stranger to the Eastern Conference. But come on, man.
Here's the thing, and this is why I'm going to scorched earth here, because, I mean, and go ahead and put it up, Jose, but this is why I'm going scorched earth here. And what I just don't understand, and this is just mind-boggling. Okay, if we know last season you fired Mike Bodenhauser, I know I mispronounced his name, after the team lost to Miami in the playoffs. Okay, fine, we understand. You make a coaching change. But if you thought that Adrian Griffin was not going to be a good choice, then maybe you should not have hired him before the season got started. No, you're going to hire after you fire Adrian Griffin. You're going to go after the guy who thinks it's a great idea to still party like as if it's 2008. And it's just mind-boggling to me what's going on with Milwaukee. Yes, I know Doc Rivers has won a championship before. Yes, I know Doc Rivers coached great teams before. Yes, I know. But at some point, even you have to understand and realize that the game has pretty much passed him by. And this is exactly what's going on. And this is what, if I'm Adrian Griffin, okay, Yeah, well, he's going to get a huge, massive. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure since he's fired, they're gonna give him a nice, huge paycheck on his way out the door. Okay, but it's just head scratching and mind boggling to me. And I mean, if I'm just furious as to how come Milwaukee would do this. And like I said, they lost confidence in the guy despite this team being 30-13. And we know that their defense has been suspect. Okay, understand. I understand. You're the general manager. Okay, general managers have their jobs and they have to make sure that the team takes advantage of the championship window. You got Damian Lillard on this team, and you have the big Greek. And I guess management decided, well, this team we should be in first place, and we're disappointed that we're not in first place. So because we're not in first place, we're gonna fire the coach, and we're gonna bring in the guy that knows that pretty much chokes for a living. So
The craziest thing is that I'm just reading this now, and they said they had high hopes of leading the Eastern Conference. And
No.
I'm talking
No.
Milwaukee. I'm talking Milwaukee here. As we go.
With that coach, no.
And here's another thing too. It's not just that. They think it's his inability to have certain players be maximized, like you just mentioned, Damian Lillard.
That's. But like
like I said, I'm disappointed, and I'm really am. And I wish that like I said, if they knew that he wasn't the choice, then don't hire. Then you shouldn't have hired the guy. After you fire Mike Bodenholzer. I know I mispronounced his name. I'm butchering his name, but either way it goes, it's just that frustrating what's going on with this team. And like I said, so I know most people are going to blame Damian Lillard and for killing another coach, and most people say that his reputation is that he's a coach killer, which I find that a little bit hard to believe, but it's a stretch.
Okay, number one, Lillard's not James Harden. Stop it.
So I just, like I said, I'm disappointed. So, but they're gonna bring in a guy that chokes when it counts. So I wish Doc Rivers the best of luck, but if they don't win a championship, then it's on him. That's all there is to it, because the talent is there. But if they don't win a championship, then it's on him. Now, staying on the hardwood, Tristan Thomas is suspended. Tristan Thompson, is suspended for 25 games for violating the drug policy. The drug policy?
Yeah, the drug policy. And
go ahead, Brandon.
And he was positive on two things. It's ibutamoren and this thing called SARM LGD-4033. And Jose Miguel, you look this up. What are they?
It is well, as you said, ibutamoren, and the second one is ligandrol.
So what do they do separately?
Ibutamoren is a potent, long-acting, orally active, selective, and non-peptide agonist of the ghrelin receptor and a growth hormone secretagogue. I probably mispronounced that, but fuck it. Mimicking the growth hormone stimulating action of the endogenous hormone ghrelin. And ligandrol is also known as known by the developmental codes that Brandon has just said, is a selective androgen receptor modulator, which is under development for the treatment of muscle atrophy in people with hip fractures.
I just think that wow.
Jamal I just want to point this head out. Coaches, and yeah, it's basically that, Jamal.
Yeah. But I think that it's really unfortunate what's going on with Tristan Thompson, but He's pretty much out for, like we said, he's suspended for 25 games. Not surprising. Now
This will
we
be done
gotta
stuff
talk
right.
about what happened with the performance of Joe Embiid a couple of days ago.
Oh man, him and Big Cat, Carl Anthony Towns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, put it like this: Joel Embiid, 70 points, big. Big Cat, 62.
Mm-hmm.
Can't put it any better. But here's the
Mm-hmm.
crazy part: on that on that day, on that day, when they shoot those big numbers, this is on the day where Kobe Bryant hit 81 on Toronto.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Now, let me bring this up because it was on Monday. It was this past Monday. Um,
As I
Joe
said,
Embiid, Joe Embiid scored 70 points and grabbed 18 rebounds as the 76ers beat the Spurs 133 to 123. And Carl Anthony Towns scored 62 points and grabbed 8 rebounds. But the Hornets beat the Timberwolves 128 to 125. And boy, their head coach ripped them a new one. Basically,
blame 'em?
he was questioning the toughness of his team. I mean,
I mean, can you blame them?
no, I don't blame him. I mean, you have one guy that pretty much dominated the whole game. You
Yeah.
know, one guy pretty much
And,
dominated the whole game, and the team still lose.
here's the worst part about it. Now with that loss, they are tied with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I
In
just
terms of
want to point this out.
record.
I just want to point this out that that no one shouldn't be surprised at how both the Thunder and the people are pretty much surprised at how the Thunder are doing. No one shouldn't be surprised at what's going on with the Timberwolves. I mean, the Timberwolves, the talent is there, but now the Thunder, like as if this team has decided to jail, and now that they have decided to
And
jail,
considering how young they are, it's staggering. I mean,
mm-hmm,
if you look at the roster for OKC, I mean, look, they got David Bertans, Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I'm not gonna go ahead and mention the other guy.
mm-hmm.
And one of them also is Akasev Pokusevsky, which is a. You look at him and think he's not all that, but once you play him off the bench, he'll get you if you get him in the right way.
Absolutely. And looking at the games tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and we have a full slate of games tonight.
Oh yeah, we do.
First and foremost, we got the Charlotte Hornets traveling to the Pizza Box to play against the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, we do. That's 7. And speaking of Minnesota, I hope they're pissed off because they're going to be going to the nation's capital to play against the Wizards.
Oof. I'll tell you what.
7-35 are the Wizards.
Yeah, I was about to say I would not want to be Washington. I would not want to be
Me
Washington. You go play against a pissed off Timberwolves team that's pretty much hell bent on making your life miserable. Yeah, I wouldn't be that. I wouldn't be in that position whatsoever. Down at South Beach.
Yeah.
Down at South Beach, we got the Grizzlies and the Heat. They're gonna do battle.
Yep.
Yeah. And
in the Fizzerv form, the Cavaliers of Cleveland are going to be taking on the Milwaukee Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
yeah, I was about to say now. Until Doc Rivers gets there, they do have an interim head coach. I just forgot his name. His name's not coming to my head, but he's coaching this evening. I think it's Joe Purdy or something. I'm not too sure. But he'll be coaching this evening.
Oh yeah, and also at 8:00 we got
Joe
Houston
Prunty.
and the Toyota Center playing host to Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Also, to answer Carter's question, it's Joe Prunty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, we have the Thunder. They're gonna travel to San Antonio. They're gonna play against the Spurs.
Yeah.
Good luck,
the
Good luck, Spurs.
Yeah, I just want to point out. I just want to point out real quick. Victor Wembanyama is.
Victor
Wembanyama.
Wembanyama.
Thank you. Is having a good rookie season so far. I mean, he's averaging 20 points per game and 10 rebounds per game. So
He's a
it's all right.
double averaging.
Yeah, but the Spurs need to build around him. You know. And by the way, the Thunder Spurs game will be on ESPN.
Yeah. At 8:30 on ABC, the Dallas Mavericks at the American Airlines Center are going to be playing host to the Phoenix.
Yeah.
And this is a scary thing because we know Dallas can shoot, but it's like what gels more between those two teams that has honestly two ego-driven players.
And here's the thing: if the Mavericks win, both teams are going to go to 25-19.
But you get my point on what I said about two ego-driven players.
Yep, and in the main event slot in the Chase Center, the Atlanta Hawks are going to take on Golden State.
Yeah, at the Chase Center.
Yeah, that's why I said this game's gonna be a little bit emotional for the Warriors. This is their first game back since the passing of their assistant coach. So
Yeah.
So this game gonna be a little bit emotional for them. But overall though, it's gonna be a busy night on the hardwood.
Yep.
Also, let me go before we switch. There was a trade.
Yes, there was. It was the Miami Heat. They traded away Kyle Lowry to, of all places, Charlotte.
Yeah, for Teddy
Rozier the third.
All right. By the way, Jose, you can go ahead and change the background. But I'm done going Scar stories. But I think the thing of it is that I guess you could question why Miami made this trade. I think
basically it's like
Here's a bigger.
if you look at it conceptually, Terry Rozier and Kyle Lowry are almost identical of how they play, but it's just that Rozier is more athletic in a sense.
That's one way of looking at it. I guess I probably might try and get maybe Jimmy Butler.
They also got a first round pick along with Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, I was about to say maybe they're trying to get some reinforcement so that way Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero won't work so hard.
Isn't Charlotte in a never-ending rebuild in a way?
You know what? That is a very good question. It's like as if it's a never-ending cycle.
It's not like Detroit. It's not like Detroit. I'll say that much.
Might be like Detroit if this keeps going. I'll be honest with you.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and shift focus here, and we got to tip our hats off in the MLB because the Hall of Fame.
Yes, and we just now hear 3 people got the nod for the Hall of Fame. And those 3 people are Todd Helton, a long-time Colorado Rocky who was on the 2007 National League Championship team. Joe Mauer, formerly a Minnesota Twin. And of course, the guy who's been on 3 teams. One of them was the Red Sox. The other, shockingly, was Mariners, I think. And the other was mainly what we know him as a Texas Ranger, being on 2 ALCS teams. That is Adrian Beltre.
I tell you what, these 3 men, they had one heck of a career. And of course, we know Todd Helton, longtime member of the Colorado Rockies. Especially him leading the Rockies to that one and only World Series appearance. Of course, we all know what happened in that World Series. They got swept out the door by the Red Sox. So, but overall, though, one
Yeah.
heck of an honor for the
And
for these men.
since we're on that MLB, the signings are not done. The signings are still happening. As we and now, I just now see this right now. The Milwaukee Brewers, they got a guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's Reese Hoskins, 2 years, 34 million.
Oh, that's a former isn't that
It's
a former
Philly.
Phillies? Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
former, I thought it's a former Philly.
Now, let me get back to the Hall of Fame for a second because also
go ahead.
going to the Hall of
Before we take
Fame
on free
is also going to the Hall of Fame is Jim Leland.
Oh yeah, he deserves it. I mean, he won the World Series with the Marlins one time.
Yeah. This was before the Marlins had their infamous fire sale. During the 90s.
And here's another crazy thing. This guy, Jim Leland, he took the Tigers to the World Series, despite the fact that these guys swept, I think, by San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Also, let me go bring this up because Gary Sheffield, just this close, but this was his final year being on the ballot. He only got 63.9% support of the vote.
and that kind of sucks because we all see how good he was, Gary Sheffield.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of what more do you want out of him? It's like he kind of did everything, but what else would you want him to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's just that's a tough pill to swallow right there. But in the MLB, as Brandon you brought up, there's been some willing and dealing. Pirates, they signed Chapman.
Oh God!
Yeah.
And here's a scary thing. When that Cuban Missile, Aroldis Chapman, come up to show itself, this is kind of like his homecoming because he debuted in the NL Central as a Red.
And I'm gonna check out Baltimore for Jamal since he's here. Ooh, okay. So they signed.
If you're the Reds, you gotta have some type, like the management itself. You gotta have some type of flashback.
Yeah. So for Jamal, I hope he's listening. The Baltimoreans has signed right fielder Daniel Johnson to a minor league contract, so he's going to be in development.
I mean, well, that's not surprising because considering.
And I think I've heard over somewhere in like Queens, maybe the Bronx or something like that.
Well, we'll see.
The Yankees are willing to make a deal to one specific Padre with a very, very dead look in his eyes, quite literally.
Are you talking Blake Snell?
Yeah, it's Blake Snell. Yep.
Oh boy.
And now, speaking of the Yankees, Bubba Thompson is going to Minnesota after they claimed him out the waivers from the Yankees.
That's not surprising, honestly.
So I think Blake Snell is still Blake Snell's still a good pitcher. I'm not gonna lie about that. He is 31 though, so he still has a little. He still has some left in the tank. Not gonna lie to you. But what I think, here's the thing. Yankees are pursuing him. The Angels are pursuing him. Red Sox could be too. That's just a rumor, but I doubt it. It could be heating up, so I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and shift focus, gentlemen. We're heading out to the ice now. And first and foremost, the owners of the Utah Jazz are trying to get an NBA team to come to Salt Lake City.
So the Jazz, the management of the Jazz is hoping for a hockey team to come to Salt Lake City. You know what? I'm not mad about this because, I mean, Salt Lake City, I mean, that's one of those places where you got the weather for it, but you just don't see them as a place where hockey can, the act. But at the same time,
But
it
yeah,
worked.
good. If it works, what would be the name? And if they do come up with a name, there's obviously going to be an expansion draft. That's obvious. Which players would they take? Because
Well,
if you're the Kraken and if you're the Knights, you might want to keep as much of the original core as possible and see what you can get rid of to Utah if it does take place.
well,
But if Utah does get a team, then another state has to get a team as well.
well. Here's the thing, Jose, because if Utah is starting the process here, and chances are the NHS already at 32 teams. I don't think they're going to expand again anytime soon. But I know one team, at least I know one market that probably might be on pins and needles at this point. The Coyotes.
Oh, that's right, Arizona. That's right, yeah, because the Arizona still has not gotten a good deal when it comes to their stadium, haven't they?
I mean, have you seen Mullet Arena? I mean,
Yeah, it's their
college
permanent home.
campus. They're playing on
Hey.
college campus, which they only house 5,000 folks.
I mean, to be honest with you, that's the only way you can probably get tickets. That's probably the only way you're gonna fill the damn thing.
Yeah, folks. He's come to our games territory. But also, gotta bring this up. Over the weekend, the New York Islanders have fired their head coach. And this is and I think Brandon, even you probably might be a witness to this, because the same Lou Lamorano, I know I mispronounced his name. This is the same guy that pretty much did the same thing when he was in New Jersey.
Oh my god.
Oh,
infamous for fire coaches on the spot and bringing somebody else. So
Lou Lamorello. Okay.
Mhm.
He's 81. Sit down, Grandpa.
So
Sit down. You're done. Just stop. Go to the home. You're done. Just go play some bingo. You don't need to get yourself more stressed. Just sit down.
So the Islanders' new head coach is Patrick Waugh.
Oh,
And
boy.
Wow.
and I guess just in case some folks don't know who Patrick Waugh is, probably one of the greatest goaltenders of all time. Won Stanley Cups with both the Montreal Canadiens and the Colorado Avalanche. Now he did have some coaching experience because he used to coach the Avalanche for about 3 years. So he does have some experience of being the head coach. And
like I say, it's good luck.
Yeah. And so in case of anyone's
Like I say,
wondering,
it's good luck.
And in case of anyone's wondering, the Islanders, they are 5th in the Metropolitan Division. They're tied with New Jersey for 4th. But
yeah, in points.
Yeah.
And also, to bring this up, it's very interesting to see, Lou do this.
You forget his infamous final night in Montreal. No boy.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember. The coach left him in and they scored so many goals on him, and he just simply walked off and just said, "I want out of Montreal." And the next day he was traded to Colorado. And the rest, as I say, is history. Now, I want you to prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, because I have a story in which I'm not gonna make you sick to your stomach. 5 NHL players are on leave amid a sexual assault inquiry. Let me explain. 5
Oh my
players
god.
and this is from ESPN, by the way, via the Associated Press. 5 players from Canada's 2018 World Junior team have taken a leave of absence from their current clubs in recent days amid a report that 5 members of that team have been asked to surrender to police to face sexual assault charges.
Jesus.
Michael McLeod and Cal Foote of the New Jersey Devils.
Oh, damn it.
of the Philadelphia Flyers, Dylan Doobie of the Calgary Flames, and former NHL player Alex Formenton, who is now playing in Europe, have all been granted indefinite leave with the absences announced in the past 4 days. The Flyers and Swiss club HC Ambry Piotta cited personal reason for Hart's and Formenton's leaves. The Swiss club also said Formenton had been allowed to return to Canada. The Flames cited Dubai's mental health, and the Devils did not give a reason Wednesday in announcing for McLeod and Foote were on leave. Messages left for the agents represent all 5 players, and multiple messages sent to Hart's lawyer seeking comment were not immediately returned. Police in London, Ontario launched an investigation in 2022 after word emerged that Hockey Canada have settled a lawsuit with a woman who says she was sexually assaulted by 8 men of that team at a gala. The Globe and Mail reported Wednesday that 5 players from that team were asked to surrender to police in the city halfway between Toronto and Detroit to face sexual assault. Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate. A spokesman from the London police would not confirm the report when contacted by the Associated Press. When there is an update to provide, we will share with media outlets, Sergeant Sandasha Bogue said Wednesday. All right, I've seen enough. It's really unfortunate what happened.
Yeah, you know what, Pakistan.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate what happened. Hopefully, I hope they get to the bottom of it. I hope they get to the bottom of this story. Yeesh. I mean, hopefully, and if they did, because I know, there's a saying innocent until proven guilty. But if they did do it, throw the book at them. Because nobody is above the law. And that's all I gotta say about that. We got some good games tonight.
Yes, we do. I'm gonna pull
we do.
But before we do, I kind of want to go over the standings right now from where we are now.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot one more thing. We got to talk about a team that's been streaking. Look down in the Pacific.
Oh God.
Is it these guys?
The Edmonton Oilers have won 14 straight.
14 straight? 14 straight.
Yes.
And they're behind the reigning champions.
Yep.
And the Canucks.
What the fuck?
I know.
Honestly, I expected Seattle to be starting off rough, honestly. 46-19 is what it is. The Kings are there, barely a bit. Edmonton, as you said, they're on a 14-game winning streak. Really impressive. Vegas are still holding strong, which is expected from the reigning champions, even though you did lose one key player in Riley Smith, but it seems like it hasn't bothered them that much. Vancouver's a bit of a shocker. I'm going to put it that way. Vancouver's a bit of a shock. Let's just not talk about those two teams right there.
Since they won 3 straight, they're going to take that streak and place it against St. Louis at home in British Columbia.
Yeah. And speaking of St. Louis, they're nearly the bottom. And there's only one team that's above them, and it's unfortunately the Arizona Coyotes. Oh,
yep.
Fuck.
Speaking of Arizona, they're playing against the Panthers of Florida.
Yep, and Dallas Lobos team, they are third in the Central, followed by the ahead of them is Colorado by 2 games, right? And then at the top is Winnipeg. Yes, 2.5 points, and at the top of the Central is Winnipeg, who are they're just honestly.
Well,
they still need a lot of work to do.
Well, here's the thing, and see the Jets, they're playing against the Maple Leafs over at the Scotiabank. At the Scotiabank Arena. While the Avalanche at the Ball Arena go play against the Capitals. So those are a couple of good games to look out for.
Absolutely. And speaking of the Capitals, they are right behind the Islanders. At top of them is the New Jersey Devils. Brandon, I think you could drop those horns. Why don't you? Ahead of them is Carolina, followed by Philadelphia, and of course the Rangers at the top of the Metropolitan.
Speaking of Carolina, they're on the road. This time they're going to be at the TD Garden playing against the Bruins.
It's gonna be a
Speaking
classic.
of, they're at the top of the Atlantic, which is
Yeah, I was
not a
about to
shocker.
say that's gonna be a classic game, and you can catch that game on TNT.
Oh yeah, and
It is.
speaking of, they're Florida, which is a shocker. They're still
just
in
mentioned
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
Florida's
just
still in
mentioned
this, which is shocking.
I just mentioned that because they're
Mm,
playing
yes, you
against
have.
Arizona. And here's
Which
the
is
crazy
shock.
part.
Which is yeah. Go ahead.
And here's something that's not a shocker. Boston's in a 5-game winning streak.
Wow.
That's really not a shocker.
Mm-hmm.
This is
No,
Boston.
that is not a shock indeed. As we're approaching,
And as we all pointed out, the Coyotes are taking on the Panthers, Jets taking on the Maple Leafs, Capitals taking on the Avalanche, Blues taking on the Canucks, Hurricanes taking on the Bruins, and of course the Kraken are going to be at home taking on our favorite tank, the Chicago Blackhawks.
all right. That's very interesting. Let's go ahead and shift focus. We're heading out to the college. We're going to college, going to the hardwood in
All right.
college style.
Oh,
First
boy.
and foremost, the Gamecocks were fined $100,000 by the SEC for their fans storming the court after they beat Kentucky over the weekend.
Okay, here's a question: did the clock hit 0?
Yeah, the clock did hit 0. It was
What?
the score was
Sorry.
79-62.
How the-
Yeah, so yeah, so
Oh my
Yeah, that's
yeah,
that's upsetting. Here, and I got more of it. I got more of it from
Okay,
this
hold up.
weekend.
62-79. Okay, yeah. Against the
Mhm.
against the sixth ranked Kentucky Wildcats. That is a bit of an upset there.
yeah, I know it is a huge
That
upset.
is an upset because Kentucky is number 6, and South Carolina was that team.
Speaking of,
Mhm.
And
didn't
here's
we
another
have
upset
more
for you.
upsets?
As we,
Oh wait,
in that
hold
podcast.
on, Brandon. I gotta make a correction. That wasn't Saturday. That was last night. Saturday. That was last night.
Now, that
Now
was even
over
worse.
the weekend.
And speaking of that,
Oh yeah, over the
bunch of
weekend.
upsets
First of
here.
all,
Here's one.
how did I say over the weekend? Yeesh. West Virginia upsetted Kansas, the number 3 team in the country, 91-85.
Ugh.
And so
Close.
these
Close,
upsets are coming, folks. I don't know what else to tell you. Pittsburgh beat Duke
Here's another one.
in Duke.
Here's another one for you. Yeah. The
Yeah.
Duke Blue
80 to
Devils
76
went
was
down.
the final
by
that score.
8.
Was that about Pitt?
Yeah.
We're
Don't
scattered
forget about
everywhere,
this.
Jesus.
Battle of Texas, the Longhorns won, taking the game over the 9th-ranked Baylor,
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
75-73.
Yeah. Let's see here. As we talked about earlier. Speaking of Texas, yesterday they beat the the Longhorns. As you were talking about, Brandon, I think you were talking about the Longhorns, correct?
Mm-hmm.
They beat this Oklahoma
Yeah.
Sooners
Yeah,
75-60,
Texas Longhorns.
and they're the 11th ranked.
Yeah.
That's oh my god. Most of
And
these teams
and here's more
are
upsets right here, and this is on Sunday. Tulane? Yeah, Tulane
Tulane.
beat
playing.
Memphis, number 10 ranked. Yeah. They beat the number 10 ranked Memphis, 81-79.
Yikes.
This is
There
on
is-
Sunday, 21st.
Yeah, this is on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Let's go ahead and shift focus because, like I said, these are upsets, and like I said, we're still in January, so these upsets are coming. The temperature might be falling
Yeah,
outside,
and
but
we
the
got-
court's heating up.
let's roll down. And as
Yeah.
usual, as we're gonna roll down the games, we're gonna go to the AP top 25 as Jacob always does. So
Mhm.
rolling it down at 7:30,
Yeah,
the
and we started-
eighth ranked Auburn are gonna take on Alabama.
Mhm. Yeah, it'd be the
Yes.
Iron Bowl. It'd be the Iron Bowl basketball style. Just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Also, we got
8
Florida
o'clock,
Atlantic
we got
number 22.
the
We got
22
Florida
ranked
Atlantic number
playing
22 team
against
in the
Rice.
country. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're playing against Rice.
We also have number 10 team in the
14 right.
country.
Oh.
We got number 10 team in the country, the Fighting Illini of
Illinois.
Illinois. They're gonna play against Northwestern.
Yes, sir. And we got a Big East showdown as DePaul playing host to the 14-ranked Marquette.
Mm-hmm. The Blue Demons, they fired their coach recently. Well, you would fire your coach too if you are at 3-15. So they fired their coach recently. DePaul is 3-15. They're 0-7 in the Big East. Well, Jose, we spoke about the Big East a couple of episodes ago, and well, here's one team that's rolling over. So there you go. We also have coming up. We got Kansas State go play against the number 23 team in the country, Iowa State.
Iowa State, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is scary because both teams are 14-4, so you got to expect a good game on this one.
Mm-hmm. You can expect a good game out of this one too.
Speaking of good
in
games,
Reno,
Colorado State,
Yeah.
number 24. And speaking of good games, the Colorado State, number 24, are playing against Nevada. They're coming up at that big spot at 11. San Jose State playing host to the 25-ranked New Mexico.
Mm-hmm. That's a couple good games on the men's side. And I do believe we got our buddy. I do believe we got our buddy Jacob in. We got our buddy Jacob in the conversation. So we're gonna switch to the women.
Let's get to the ladies' side of the
and
equation.
there's a lot
The women that had their fair share of upsets.
Yeah, and there's
as well.
a lot that happened there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and one of those upsets happened Saturday as the women's side for New Mexico upsetted UNLV by 3. 69-66.
66. Yeesh.
New
That's all I
Mexico.
gotta say. That was the upset from Saturday, 69-66. Yeesh. Man, that's saying something. Also, and
Yeah,
moving on to
that was
Sunday.
from Saturday. I'm recapping it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and here's a big one. Here's a big one for you. Yeah, here's a big one for you. The Lady Buckeyes took down the second-ranked Lady Hawkeyes, 192 in overtime.
Yeah. As I seem to recall, there were fans storming the field that game, and Caitlin Clark, I think, got hit by one of them. As the fans were storming the field celebrating after that victory. That's
Did they get fined?
I don't think they got fined.
Come on.
Some conferences have it the other way, Jose. So
That's fair. Also, while we're on the women's side, this is from Sunday. The Virginia Cavaliers beat the 15-ranked Florida State Seminoles 87-91. I dare you to bitch on that one, Seminoles.
North Carolina beat the number 13 team in the country, Louisville, 79-68.
You got to keep in mind the Lady Tar Heels are 23rd ranked.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but that's close. Not really.
Mm-hmm.
And on Monday, Utah destroyed UCLA, the second-ranked Lady Bruins, 94-81 on Monday at overtime.
Yikes! And Kansas State, they're Lady Wildcats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, beat the Baylor, who's 13th ranked, which is not a shocker, honestly. 58-55. Oh, that was close. Oof.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Now, we got some. Wait a minute, I got one day ahead.
2 games coming up on the women's side. Then the top 25.
Yep. We got Oklahoma to go play against Texas tonight.
Yep, and 21st rate
Yeah,
Creighton. Those
Red
damn
River
Blues are going to
Crossing
take on
never dies.
Georgetown.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
They're taking on Georgetown.
Absolutely.
Now,
Now then, overall though, great action on both men and women. Please catch it as much as you can, because like we brought up numerous times, women's basketball is very, 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 very good. The competition is heavy, the action is
Tight.
hot.
they can keep up with the men. I'll put it that way to you.
Yeah, I mean, so definitely give them some love. All right, then,
Definitely.
folks. We have approached the meat and potatoes.
Yes, we have.
This broadcast,
this
and
is
before we
the
go
most
to the
favorite
wild
part.
card games, there are a couple of things we need. There are a couple of things we need to announce. First and foremost, Mike McCarthy is going to be back as head coach of the Cowboys.
Ha
I mean, I just want you to sit down and picture this for a second. Mike McCarthy, same guy. I guess Jerry Jones must really think that Mike McCarthy is going to bring him a championship.
After they get humiliated by Green Bay, why? Just
He
why?
can't control his ego. His ego is so big, it's like a raging bull. Like, seriously.
That's fair. That's fair.
Paul said it best. If he can't control his ego, how the hell is the Cowboys ever gonna get another championship?
That's true.
Okay.
And,
I
let me control his damn ego when he had Jimmy Johnson as head coach. How the hell is he gonna do it now?
That's a good point.
That's
Let me
pure
also
salt,
bring
ladies and
this
gentlemen.
up because the Big D ain't gonna be standing for Dallas for much longer, because there's a lot of dysfunction going on with this team. I do believe CD Lamb's mother saying that the Cowboys need to give it a Dak Prescott.
Dysfunction.
Yeah.
It must be a day ended way. In other news, sky is blue. Water comes down from clouds, and oxygen is breathable.
And I think I want to say that this is probably the most
Hold on,
embarrassing.
wait. Hold on, Jose. Please tell me you're not driving, Jacob. Just asking. Go ahead, what you're about to say, Jose.
Was he driving? Actually, anyways, so it's got to be really embarrassing that your own mother knows what's good for you on the NFL team, oh my god.
It's just.
This one thing I forgot to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a player poll coming up because, as you know, the Paris Olympic Games is coming up in a few months' time this summer, as you know.
Yeah.
And there was a player pool for the men's basketball representing the USA, and they just released some names here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna run through it. So the names listed here, it's Bam Adebayo, Jared Allen, Halo Banchero, Desmond Bain, Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Michael Bridges, Jalen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Jimmy Butler, Alex Caruso, Steph Curry, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, De'Aaron Fox, Paul George, PG-13, Aaron Gordon, Tyrese Halliburton, James Harden. I know, crickets. Josh Hart, Tyler Hero, Jrue Holiday, Chet Holmgren, Brandon Ingram, Kyrie
Mhm.
Irving, Jaren Jackson Jr.,
It's a
LeBron,
long list.
Cam
Yeah.
Johnson, Cam Johnson, Walker Kessler, Kawhi Leonard, Damian Lillard, surprisingly, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, Bobby Portis, Austin Reeves, Duncan Robinson, Jason Tatum, Derek White, and Trae Young.
I knew it was gonna come to the end. I knew it was gonna come to the end sooner or later. But I think I saw this on ESPN. One name that was missing was Draymond Green.
I think that's for good reason too. Honestly,
Yeah, they're not considering.
He was suspended, so just throwing it out there.
we got off track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right then. Shifting
I
back here.
just want to bring that up.
Yeah, let's get back
All right.
out here for a sec.
Yeah.
Because
Are you still driving, Jacob?
no, I'm stopped for
Go
now.
ahead, guys.
All right then.
Okay.
Let's go ahead. All right then. Let's go ahead and turn to our good friend Steve Stradamus and play the 2-minute drill.
All right.
That was easy.
San Francisco is once again the smuggiest city in the country.
You? Well, he said. Never.
Mr. Gibbs, any particular reason why my ship is gone?
The ship. We're on the ship. Jack! The ship's gone. Really?
Detroit. Lions. Let's go!
What are you doing? We were not doing anything. No matter, time to die. No. I'll see you in the afterlife.
44 yards pass. No, he doesn't make it. Wide right. Wow. The two most dreaded words in Buffalo have surfaced again.
All right, before I have to go mute, let me say this right now. Thanks again to Steve Stradamus over on TikTok for his awesome work with the divisional round. Please go check him out over on TikTok and give him a follow. He does great work. Now, I got to go mute.
All right. I think that let me first of all start out by discussing the Green Bay San Fran game, fellas. Boy, I think better yet. Why don't we let Mr. Allen?
Brett Favre goes back to pass. He pumps. Now he fires over the middle. Intercepted. I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. It was intercepted by Tracy Porter near side to the 40, and John Sullivan runs him down at the 47-yard line. You've got to be kidding me. I can't believe what I just saw.
Looking at that play, he should have just held on to it, Paul. He could have easily gotten 5 or 6 yards if he would have just pulled that thing down and dove forward.
But why do you even ponder passing? I mean, you can take a knee and try a 56-yard field goal. This is not Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl.
I mean, sheesh. You know, it's unfortunate what happened in San Fran. Jordan Love did all that he could, but the 49ers just simply prove how tough they are. Didn't have that Mother Nature was just unleashing her fury.
Yeah.
Raining cats and dogs in San Fran.
I always have a saying for when it's pouring like that. I always say like this, guy, why'd you leave the water running in the bathtub?
That's just multiple souls granted. They wish they were back on Earth.
It was muggy.
Hello.
Yes. Hi, Jamal. I think we should probably get this out of the way first.
Yeah.
No. I'll get this Green Bay game out of the way first.
No, I'm talking about Houston and Baltimore.
Oh no, we can address.
We'll get to that shortly.
Okay.
I would like to say San Francisco got very lucky. They got very lucky. Because if it wasn't for a couple of mistakes Green Bay made on multiple different ends, this would be a Packers and Lions NFC Championship game.
Mm.
But, luck is in the 49ers camp right now, which I don't like that. But considering who is in the AFC Championship game, their luck might just run out very quickly.
Good point. And you know what? If I'm Jordan Love, take this as a learning experience.
You got
This
this
is
far on house money.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a
year,
drug.
first year in the playoffs, and he did well. Packers had a
Absolutely.
good season in his first year as a starting QB. Now all they
Well,
gotta
they
do is
started
build
off rough
around him.
in the-
They already fired
started off rough.
the Packers already fired the defensive coordinator. So if they could fix the defense, I think the Packers could be a good team next year. Now,
Absolutely, yeah.
sticking to the NFC, congratulations to the Detroit Lions. As if you could see, my avatar is a sunken ship. The Detroit Lions beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-23. I want to point this out that I've been saying for the longest, on last episode. I brought up that I said I wanted to see the Lions story continue. Well, I got my wish. The Detroit Lions go play against the San Francisco 49ers for a chance at making their first ever Super Bowl. Might be a little bit easier
The
said
bad
than
news is
done.
that it's going to be in Santa Clara for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit easier said than done because of how good and how tough the 49ers are. And like I said, this is gonna be their make it or break it year. Now over on the AFC side, first and foremost, over in Baltimore, you know what? Give Houston credit. Houston took the fight took the fight. I don't know if I was about to say Indiana, but they took the fight to Baltimore. They took the fight to the Ravens. It was 10-10 at halftime. And then the wheels just fall off.
In the second half.
Just exploded.
And the wheels fell off. And the Ravens just simply had their way. Like I said, the Ravens are on the mission. I think the
I just
Ravens
think that Houston ran out of gas.
Yeah.
All right, Jamal, go ahead.
I think the Ravens are on a mission. Honestly, they want to win this Super Bowl. They want to win this Super Bowl and prove that hey, we got the talent here, and I'm pretty sure that John Harbaugh is trying to get this pressure off of him, because it's been a while since the Ravens got this far, but here we are. Now they got a chance of going to the Super Bowl.
So,
now then, I would love to go on ahead and do this thing because I have had all of these people saying, "Oh, Houston is gonna win. CJ's gonna knock us out."
I was one
Guess
of them.
what happened?
One of them.
In the first half, Houston only scored. They only scored because of special teams. Outside of that, they were outperformed in every other category. You were not ready.
They kept up the fight, though. They kept up
for the
fight,
first
though.
half. The second half, where was it? Where was it in the second half?
They ran out of gas. They ran out of gas.
It don't matter how good you do in the first half. It matters how good you do overall. And guess
That's
what?
true.
They fell apart. There's nothing more that needs to be said. The Ravens shut them down, put them where they belong, in the L train. And now I have a Ravens team that finally, for once, I might be confident in going into the Super Bowl. Now they just need to beat Patrick Mahomes.
And Kansas City.
Now, first and foremost, before we talk about the Bills Chiefs game, that's what I say. Now, before we talk about the Chiefs Bills game, first and foremost, Jason Kelce.
It was good until the very end. Let's just put it simple, Carter. It was good until the very end.
Yeah, let me just say this real quick. Jason Kelce, boy, you are braver than I am. Going in basically in Buffalo weather with no shirt on. Coming, being out there in the owners box, being out there cold with no shirt on. You're a braver man than I. But
Buffalo fans
I think in Buffalo would do that just for shits and giggles. I swear to God.
Yeah, but as you guys brought up, it was a great game until we got to the end, to the very end, where we experienced deja vu.
That
Oi.
kid, that kid went right further than a Donald Trump campaign. That's crazy.
Jesus Christ, Brendan.
What'd you expect?
That's what I said.
How many
That kid.
times? How many times are the Bills going to find themselves in the same situation where the one thing that's stopping them is either a Patriot or a Chief? How many times are going to keep repeating this? Because it's not the first time it's happened.
No.
How many times are you going to keep finding yourself in this scenario? How many times are you going to keep coming up short?
Tree said it best when that kick sailed right. It was shades of Scott Norwood in the Rose in Pasadena. I think Super Bowl 25.
This is the type.
I'm starting.
This is the type of loss that will set a franchise back like a decade or so.
Yeah. I'm starting to get the vibes that the Bills might be the Cowboys of the AFC.
Oh,
I think that here's the thing, and you got what you got
Hey,
one
look,
about. That's what I think. You got one about Josh Allen because that we have to say we got a monkey on this back.
Hold on, Josh Allen? You mean white Dak Prescott?
Jesus Christ!
You gonna throw him under the bus and white straight under the snow? But
I mean, look at them. Look at the similarities that they have. Really good quarterbacks. Josh Allen's a better runner, but that's a whole nother conversation. But they always throw critical mistakes at the wrong time. Or in Josh's case, he makes no mistakes, but his team fucks up.
Yeah, case in point, Stephon Diggs had a brilliant pass thrown right to him. It's just that he could not get the catch where he just not decided his arms decided not to help him more than he wanted.
What happened to his hands?
Okay. Yeah.
He had an absolute ship missile and just fucking let that fly by.
Because had he caught that ball, this would have been a Ravens and Bills AFC Championship game.
Yeah, it would have been short. There was many opportunities for the Bills to keep that drive going and possibly switch the momentum in their favor, and they shat the bed.
Yeah, badly. I just think that. Go ahead, Brandon.
I was gonna say I got this notification just now. And it says that Jim Harbaugh is nearing a deal to be the head coach of the Chargers.
Ooh.
I mean, here's the good thing. It might be good for Jim.
Hold on. Can you imagine Jim Harbaugh working with Justin Herbert? I mean, man, that's saying something. Well, then again, we keep on forgetting who's running this team.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting who runs the Liquid LA.
But I think that overall, though, this is a tough way for the Bills to lose that game.
Because what we saw at the Ralph was nothing short of a heavyweight fight. It was almost Ali Frazier, but it came down to the 12th round, and unfortunately, too many mistakes came up to haunt them.
Absolutely. And now the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship game is all set.
They're all set.
It's all locked and loaded.
Yeah.
14 teams have started. 4 remain. We are now in the final 4.
The Elite Four.
And it goes like this. And on Sunday it goes like this. And 3:00, it's gonna be Baltimore at MTV Bank playing host to the Kansas City Chiefs for a spot.
They're playing
at
home,
the Super Bowl.
so yep, this is all or nothing. Jamal, what do you got to say about this?
Now, I think that let me just point this out before Jamal speaks. Let me just point this out that we have not seen a team repeated as Super Bowl champions since the days of Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. The Chiefs have an opportunity. This team has been inconsistent all season long, But now here they are in the AFC Championship
I'll
game.
say this:
They're
if there's
playing
one thing
against.
you not want to go ahead and show off inconsistency on, it's on the Ravens. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was
Absolutely
about to
not, because I know
say.
Jamal will agree with me here.
I was about to
If
say, because the
if a-
Ravens, it's like I said, this team is on a mission. It's like it's the Ravens on a mission to go and win another Super Bowl, to go win a Super Bowl. I feel like if Lamar Jackson wants to win that Super Bowl, you can see the fire, you can see the determination in this team. You got players that are ready to step up to the plate, and beat Patrick Mahomes. And like I said, Patrick Mahomes last in the divisional when he played against Buffalo, that was his first playoff road game in his career, and he handled it well. Now we're going to see if he can handle that same atmosphere over in Baltimore. So that is very something very intriguing to look at. It's gonna be a good game.
Oh, most
And
definitely.
And
Here's
at
the thing.
6:30, we're going to be going to Santa Clara because the San Francisco 49ers are going to be playing host to Detroit.
Here's the
Levi's.
thing. Things are going to be different because Detroit is much different. Is a much different animal than Green Bay because Detroit has destiny on their side. They have been waiting 30 years to get back to the NFC title game since 1991 when they had a hot-footed running back from Oklahoma State named Barry Sanders, right burning turf like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and here's another thing too, and this is coming up from our Charger fan, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
These two teams, Detroit and San Fran, they actually played each other at this very spot a lot of years ago. Talking about, like, say, I don't know, 67 years.
Yes. Yeah, back in the
about 1957 since Detroit and San Fran was in the spot.
All that back in '57, there was no such thing as a Super Bowl, and there was a thing called East and West conferences. They all faced off in the title game, and guess what? Detroit won their last ever NFL championship before the curse of Lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Needless to say, that was way before any of our time. Also, let me bring this up. Hold on, Brandon. Hold on, Brandon. Because as you can see on the corner of the screen, Jose is showing us. We can pretty much confirm the news now. Jim Harbaugh is going to be the next head coach of the Chargers that you guys brought up.
Oh, it's now confirmed.
Yeah, there it goes.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. So that has been confirmed. Wish Jim Harbaugh the best of luck. Like I said, remember the guy who's running this team.
Yep.
Don't screw this up, Spanos.
They're still gonna find a way to screw it up. Don't worry about it.
I was gonna say though, with Detroit, you mentioned about the curse. The question is this: this upcoming Sunday, will they do it? Will they break that curse and head to the Super Bowl?
Their first ever Super Bowl in franchise history. And lest we forget, a lot of people say, "Oh, they're going to win their first title." No, they're going to win their third title in their franchise history. Their first Super Bowl in the Super Bowl era, but their third championship. Because lest we forget, they're two-time NFL champions back in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is going to be their Super Bowl in the Super Bowl era.
I was about to say, let's not forget. I'm pretty sure the Lions, they want to get out of the club of teams that have never been to the Super Bowl. They have a golden opportunity to do it.
Very low, and it's a very small club too.
Mm-hmm. They have an opportunity to do it, but I don't think the 49ers are gonna roll over and just let them walk through the door. Not as long as you got Brock Purdy and CMC over there.
Now it's CMC. Licking his chops, and someone tells me Brock Purdy wants to write off that human mortal performance he had in the divisional round.
Mm-hmm. And let me also bring this up. We all saw how the 49ers played against the Eagles last season. They were basically injury depleted at that point. They ran out of QBs. Now that this team they're at 100% somewhat, because I think some of their players are still out.
Some of the players but they got tools to work with now. This is a dangerous. What we've got here could be the class of the Titans. Okay.
Absolutely. So that's this gonna be a huge weekend on Sunday. The Super Bowl will be decided. Somebody is going to Las Vegas.
Somebody's going to.
So you're going to paradise.
Calling my shot. I'm calling my shot now.
A lot of people.
Ravens and Lions.
That's what I'm saying too, Jamal.
I want Ravens and
That's
Lions.
what I'm saying too.
I don't. You know what? I am going away from my pick'em contest. Fuck the Niners. I want Ravens Lions. Okay. I want Detroit to cap off their miracle season and go all the way to Vegas.
If somehow
logically I'll go with the Niners, but I want the Lions.
If somehow the Lions don't make it to Super Bowl, I'm gonna be pretty pissed.
I mean, if they don't make it, I mean, it's kind of hard for them to make it, considering what's in front of them.
That is true.
Safe to say.
And also,
but every good team has a weakness.
Yeah, but are the Lions good enough to detect that weakness?
Good point.
Yeah,
I think it's said to. Let me just bring this up because I think it's said to assume nobody, and I mean nobody wants to see Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl.
Nobody.
No, I think that's how come everybody wants to see Baltimore beat Kansas City. That's all there is to it.
Kansas City.
And I'm pretty sure, as the late great Eddie Money sang the song, I got 2 tickets to paradise, and somebody is going. 2 teams are going to go to Las Vegas to play in the Super Bowl. It's going to be great.
Indeed.
And need to catch that game.
Indeed. I promise you this. There will not be a TV screen that's not tuned in to CBS and Fox. There's not going to be nobody there on the edge of their seat watching all 3 hours of that show. That show is going to be a slobberknocker and a half, to quote Jim Ross. It is going to be something.
All right, Jacob, we're gonna go ahead and let you continue on your driving because we don't want you to.
Let's not have that same accident again.
Yeah.
Oh, you got home?
Yeah, I got home.
Oh shit. Well, in that case, then. But let me just say this real quick before I throw it. Let me just say this real quick before I throw it to Jacob to close up the barn because it's almost time for us to close up shop. But,
and I do want to say.
Go ahead.
I do want to say thank you, Jamal. I do want to say thank you, Jamal, for joining us in the bar.
Absolutely, as always. We want to thank our fans for tuning in and having the conversation. You know something? I just want to point this out. This is the first time in a while in which we didn't have who keep on repeating everything which we said. So
that's good. That's good. But then again, it does get it does get a bit stale since we can't pick on them.
And then decided not to show up. We actually had a good we actually had a consistent episode.
Don't tell him that because we'll never hear the end of it.
Keep picking on him.
Oh, like he'll hear it if he decides to listen to the replay, and he'll complain, and we'll say that's your own fault.
Yeah.
I kind of want.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to bring this up. We want to thank our fans for tuning in and watching our stream. Thank our fans for taking time out of their busy schedule, being here with us. One, of course, like we said, thank Jamal for joining us here in the bar. And if you like what you see, please, by all means, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and when you do subscribe, hit the bell.
There it is.
And thank you, so that you will be notified whenever we stream. Big weekend ahead. Please catch the AFC Championship game on CBS and catch the NFC Championship game over on Fox. That being said,
for the love of God, please watch women's college basketball, please.
Absolutely, I swear. If you tune in, If you tune
Jacob, the
in,
floor is
you will
yours.
not be disappointed.
Hell,
That's how
Jacob,
it is
the floor is
too.
yours.
You'll get your. You'll be like this. Like, if this is gonna be like this, I wonder how it's gonna be like. And then you're gonna get bit, and you're gonna keep watching. I'm like, yeah, we got you.
Absolutely.
Yep,
Take
there
us
you
home,
go.
Jacob.
With pleasure. Thank you, guys. Anyways, this has been one good episode, honestly. And man, think about this: 109 episodes. We're about to hit 110, in the world of our the VW Sports podcast. We're hitting 110, and we're just still keeping going. And honestly, this year, man, think about this: we're just about to hit the tail end of January, and sports world is still going crazy. It's so on. We got NBA crazy insanity about to hit the All-Star game. Same with the NHL.
And we got the chaotic nature of college basketball on both ends.
You ain't kidding on that part. College basketball is still going crazy.
And we know Jose Miguel likes the chaos.
In February, and about to get cranked up by 10, and of course, the NFL is about to hit its season-ending swan song, and with how good these playoffs has been. Honestly, not one of us has not been enjoying this playoffs. Am I right, boys?
Absolutely.
And safe to say, we are not going to miss out on all your great stuff. So, like Curtis says, please subscribe to the VW Sports Podcast YouTube channel. Hit that little bell, like it, please share it across all the outlets: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and any other social media outlets you have in mind. But until then, we got to sign off. We will see you guys next Wednesday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, and we will recap the championship games. Who's going to paradise? The battle for the Lombardi. What's been going on in the NBA and the NHL as we get closer to the All-Star break? How many more upsets have been going on in the college basketball world, both for the men and the women? How many more signings have been going on in the baseball world, and so much more? But until then, we have got to close the bar for the night. For myself, for Carter, for Jose, and for my boy Brandon, and unfortunately for Hoosier Man. By the way, Hoosier Man, drink your milk! We'll see you guys next time for the VW Sports Podcast. Have yourselves a good night and stay safe, everybody.
See you later, people.